My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is staying up the night before with my mom to make all of the desserts. And even though we live far away from our family now and are rarely home for Thanksgiving, I still like to make my chocolate cheesecake. So let me show you how I do it because it is my favorite dessert of all time. First, you're going to need a springform pan. This one has a cool silicone cover over the top to prevent any leakage, but if you don't have that, you can just wrap it in aluminum foil. Then one of my favorite parts is making the Oreo crust. You're going to take 25 Oreos and crush those babies up. You could use a food processor, put them in a bag, crush them in a bowl, whatever method you would like, just get them all crushed up. And then you're gonna add your melted butter and mix it together until we get our crust. From there, you can just smush it down in the pan using your fingers, a cup, whatever method you would like, and then set it aside because it's time to make the filling. I'm at that stage in baking where I still just really like to test out different recipes. I'm not developing my own yet or anything, but it's fun to see the differences and learn what little additions each one makes. The base of every cheesecake is basically the same. You need your cream cheese, your sugar, and then you're gonna beat that all together. Also added some vanilla. My favorite part is melting the chocolate and then mixing that in slowly. Then you're gonna crack 4 eggs and add those in there, mixing one in at a time. One of my goals for next year is to write down every single recipe I make and the little tweaks that I would make to it, so then that way one day I can have my own standard recipes. Because for example, with cheesecake, you don't want to over mix it or else you can get those cracks on the top, but I think that I could have mixed it more in this case. I also would have added a little bit more chocolate and a little bit more sugar, but we just ran out. Another mistake I always make with cheesecake is forgetting how long it takes to set. Ideally, cheesecake is best the next day, but I had to order a new springform pan, so I couldn't make it the day before. But that's okay, it's still delicious. I let it bake for about 75 minutes. You want the edges to be set, but the center to still be a little jiggly. And like I said, if you can be patient enough, put it in the fridge overnight until it's time for your toppings. I love making a homemade ganache and a whipped cream, but you can really do whatever toppings your heart desires. I ended up crumbling up some Oreos for the very top. And wow, she was stunning and tasted delicious, but I know once I'm patient enough to try it again after it fully sets, it will taste even better. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure you're following along if you are on your baking journey as well and want to learn with me.